Good evening, everyone. We are going to start in just 2 to 3 minutes, okay? So let others also join. Ashwini, in which group you are? Actually, the YouTube link of that is already shared in your respective groups. Please check it from there, okay? So you can get the recorded sessions over there. Okay, Ashwani, in which group you are actually? Let me know. Ashwani, after this session, I will share that link in your respective group. Okay, don't worry about that. So, good evening, everyone. Now, today we are going to start with React. Okay, like in yesterday sessions, I have already told you that how to set up your React locally. So, just a minute, let me share my screen and then we are going to start. Wait. Okay. So, first of all, I guess that everyone present here was there in the yesterday session. So let me just quickly tell those who are new to the session that how we are going to set up our React locally. Then we are going to start with it. Okay. So Ashwani, you were not there in yesterday session, I guess. Okay. So for you, I am telling that what you can do to set up your React locally, and those if any one of you are facing any error, then they can also watch. Okay, so I am creating a new folder. First of all, create a new folder, whatever name you want to, like I am naming it React Learning. Okay, just select this folder. Okay, Ashwani, just do these things with me so that you can able to set up it properly. After this, just open your terminal. In your terminal, you have to use the command npm create wait at the rate latest. Okay, so just use this command npm create wait at the rate latest. Let me just also paste it in your chat box so that you can do that. Okay, so here it is. Use this command. After this, you can see it is asking from you to enter a project name. Okay, wait. So now you have to enter a particular project name. So for me, I am giving it test as my project name. Then it will ask you to select a framework. So select React from here. Okay. At third number, there is React written over here. So we are setting up React server locally. So we want to use React. Then the language which you are familiar. We are familiar with JavaScript, like everyone has the idea for JavaScript. So I am using that as the variant. Okay. Now here you will see these three commands. Execute them one by one, like cd space test. Cd stands for change directory. So right now you are in your React learning folder, but I want to go inside my test folder. So for that I can write cd space test, means change directory to test folder. Okay. Now you are inside your test directory. After this, what you have to do, you have to use this command npm install so that it can install the required dependence in the system. Now, while this is installing at your end, just go to the extension section. In the extension section, write ES7, ECMAScripts. The latest version is of 7. You will see something like this. ES7 React Redux. I have already installed it, so it is showing me the option of uninstall. So please install it at your end. I am just providing this also in the chat box. Okay. Simple steps. These steps you have to follow and then you are good to go. Like just a minute for no confusion. Let me just do one thing. I am sharing this screenshot with you so that you can get all the commands use over here. Wait. Okay. So this is the proper screenshot having everything that how you are going to set up it. So please do that. Ashwani, because everyone here has already done that in the yesterday session. I am just repeating it because I want everyone to start with me. Okay. So, just a minute. Here is my terminal. Now you can see C users. I am inside my test folder. Now, last command you have to use is npm run dev. npm run dev. When you are going to execute it, it will show output like this. Like your server is started at localhost 5173. So just open this using control plus click and you will see a page like this will come. Okay, so you will get output like this. So provide me the this output in the chat box. Like you are not able to share the chat box screenshot from the gallery section. So just paste the screenshot here and send it to me. Okay. And I guess others has already installed it with me in the yesterday session. So now we are going to start with actual our main portion of React. So first of all, what is React? Guys, React is actually a JavaScript library which we use to create single page application and also to create different components, which is a reusable bit of code. Okay, means you are not going to write again and again that similar type of code. You are just going to create a component and that component will be rendered to your web page whenever you want. So as I have told you that we are going to use the reference. Let me just close it. Okay, this is my folder structure, which we have seen already on the terminal. Terminal. Okay, I have to resize it. Wait, just a minute. Yeah. Okay, so let me just open W React.js from W3 school. Okay. Wait, not this. Terminal. React on W. Not getting it, I guess. Loading. Wait a minute. Yes, it is now open. Okay, so are you able to see this? Let me just paste it in the chat box also so that you can also open it simultaneously with me. As we have specific amount of time, so it is good that we are using a particular reference which is in a structured way, so that in few time we are going to cover more things. Okay, and if I'm going to write each and every code from scratch, then it will take time. But this is actually a program where we have to complete it in 6 weeks. Okay, so I guess you will get that why we are using these references, because this is in structured way, and also I'm going to explain each and everything, so don't worry about this. So first of all, let's see what is React introduction. React is a front-end JavaScript library. Okay, all of you are familiar with it, that it is a JavaScript library. Now it is developed by Facebook software engineer Jordan Walke. React is also known as React.js or React.js. Okay, it is a tool for building UI components. Now, what is component? Actually, component is a reusable bit of code. I am going to dive into this concept when we reach up to this. We are going to start it today only. Okay, so don't worry about it. Then I will tell you in detail that what is a component. For now, just remember component like a reusable bit of code. Whenever you want to use that code, you have to just call that particular component. Okay. Now, how React works. React creates a virtual DOM in memory. Now, first of all, what is actually DOM? DOM is your data object model. Okay. Sorry, document object model. Now, this virtual DOM is actually different from your actual DOM. See, in DOM, what happened? that it is a programming interface for web documents. It represents the page as a tree structure. Like your DOM is actually representing your web page in a tree structure where each node is an element. Like in that tree structure, each node will be a element, attribute, or piece of text. I have already told you that what is a tag in HTML, what is element, and what is attribute. So this DOM is actually a tree-like structure where all these are as a node. Okay, so what happened that in React, we are going to change some part of it. It is known as lifecycle of React, like mounting, unmounting, and deleting a particular element. So when we are going to see that, then what happens that it creates a virtual DOM. Virtual DOM being a blueprint or a copy of your real DOM, where what happened that the problem with DOM was DOM manipulations are slow because the whole tree may need to be re-rendered. Means whenever you are changing a specific portion of your website, suppose I am changing this upgrade button over here, then this DOM will re-render my whole website one more time. So it will take some time to re-render the website again and again after changing a small thing in your web page. So to overcome this problem, this concept virtual DOM comes to the end. Like virtual DOM is lightweight JavaScript object copy of actual DOM. Okay, like it is actually a copy or a blueprint for your actual DOM. React create a new virtual tree. Like here we were creating a DOM is also a tree like representation of your different rows containing elements, attributes, and other things. Now in this virtual DOM, what happened that a copy of that tree is there. Now it will check the original copy with the latest copy which is done after the change. So whenever it detects a particular change in any part, it will only change that portion of the actual DOM. Okay, so what is happening over here, like you have something and you have changed in it a bit. Okay, so it will be checked with the original copy that what portion you have changed. Suppose if I have changed only this upgrade section over here, so it will detect that from the original copy, only this upgrade button is changed or upgrade section is changed. So only this section is going to re-render from our React page. Okay, so this is the benefit of virtual DOM. I guess it is clear to you. And when I am going to start with components part and other things, then it will be more clear to you. Okay. Also, it is fast because it checks only that portion which is changed. So that's why it is fast. As you can see, it is also written over here, like instead of manipulating the browser's DOM directly, React creates a virtual DOM, like directly changing into the DOM directly, it will see the changes in the virtual DOM in memory, where it does all the necessary manipulating before making the change. Okay. After this, they are saying that you have to be in the knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which we have already seen in our previous sessions. Okay. So now we are going to start with main React. Like this is your React setup. How to get started with React. First of all, the node should be installed at your system. How you are going to check that? You can use the command prompt, and inside your command prompt, just enter the command node space -v. It will tend this -v stands for version. So here I am getting this as my node version. Okay. So if you have installed it at your end, then you will also be getting this similar output over there. Now, how I am going to create a project, they have shown me that like this, you can create a particular project, then it will ask something from you, and then you can just set up that. And we have already done that. As you can see, at last, like here, this is the setup. They are saying that it will come as the end result when you are setting up it locally. So yes, we are getting it. We have used another way for it, and but the things are similar. Okay, so we are getting it like this. The page is like this, and here they are saying that you will get a page like this. Now there is a question like what command do you use to check if Node.js is installed in your system or not? Okay, so as you all know the answer that we have already executed it, like this node space -v. is what we are going to use. Okay. So if I'm going to submit this answer, let's check. Okay. So yes, this is correct because it will tell me the current version of my node. This is clear, I guess. Now, suppose we are going to start with our first React app, that how we are going to write a particular code. Right now, it is a bit complex code, but when we come to this section, then it will be clear to you that how it is written. Before moving to that section, let me just open my VS Code and let you tell that how this code will render to your website. Right now, see in this app.jsx, what is happening? The first bit of part is little bit theoretical as we are building that what is React and why we need it. So don't worry about it. Once the component section will come, from there we are going to start with code part only. Okay, so don't worry about that. Just try to digest all the things, whatever I am saying right now. And if there is any doubt regarding them, then you can ask. Now see, this is actually app.jsx is the main component where you are going to write your component section or your code so that it can re-render to your website. Right now, what is happening? There some code is written. I am just erasing this bit of code. See, you have to remove only the code which is written after this and before this. Remove that. Okay. After this, what I am going to do? I am going to write some HTML over here like welcome to React class. Okay. This is what I am writing. Just a minute. Okay. So this is what I am writing. Now suppose if I'm going to start my server again, let's see what is rendering to my website. Okay. How I'm going to start it? npm run dev. Oh, wait. Actually, I am not inside my test folder. You can see I am inside my React learning. So just change the directory to your test folder and then use this command npm run dev. Okay. Now you are going to see it is saying that a server is started at localhost 5173. Let's move to that portion. And are you able to see that I am not getting the logo others like count button over there, which we were seeing previously. Okay. Right now we are getting welcome to React class because this is the HTML you are rendering to your website. How this flow goes? Like first of all, this app is actually a functional component. I will let you know about this in few minutes. Okay, so this is actually rendered in your main.jsx. As you can see, create root document def get element by id means whatever element have a id root, render it to the web page. And on that rendering, just create this call this app component, and inside this app component or app function, for now you can see I am writing my all code. Okay, so are you able to see there? I was writing something and then it is rendered by my main.jsx. And this strict mode actually provides you any type of error. If suppose by default you are writing something which is wrong, then it will told you that this is the error regarding that. Okay, so that's why they have used strict mode over here. Okay, now let me just know one thing, like write some HTML over here, put the screenshot in the chat box so that I can get an idea that yeah, everyone present here have installed it. Just do that. Everyone please provide the screenshot in the chat box. Okay, no problem, Hasini. If there is such issue, then no problem. You can implement the concepts at your end after the session. Okay. Let me check. Okay, great, Isha. That's good. What about others? Only she has shared it. Like there are 14 students. So guys, what about you? Please try to provide me the output of this. Let me just also put the code what is there in my app.jsx. And please implement it like you can also provide me your name, hello, or whatever your name is. Okay. and then give me the output for it. Okay, good, Vishal. Still only few people are actually responding. What about others? Are they not able to get the setup or what? Are facing any error? Then please let me know, because then it will be beneficial. And guys, give me just 2 to 3 minutes. I am joining another meeting and will be right back after 2 to 3 minutes. Till then, just try to provide the output in the chat box. Okay. If someone is facing any error, then please provide me in the chat box so that I can check that. Okay. Hello, sorry guys for the delay. Yes, now we are going to start. Okay, so let me check that how many of you have shared it. Uh, great, great Harsh, great Vishal. Okay, great Vivek, good Deepak, good Shraddha. That's great. Now it is good that everyone is trying. No problem, Ashwini. But I have tell you from basic that how you have to set up the React at your end. So have you tried it? Now, guys, let's start. Just a minute. Okay. Now we are going to start with our React. Just a minute. Yeah, here it is. So we have seen that how we are going to write some HTML
Sir,
inside.
screen is.
Okay, okay, sorry. I guess it is not shared. Wait, wait, wait. Yes. Now it is visible, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was saying that like this, we are going to write some content over here, which will be rendered to our website. Okay, right now, don't worry about it that whatever is written here, like what is this function, what is this count stat, use state hook, we are going to learn about it one by one. Okay, every section is here, like hooks are there, components are there, class components are there. The main thing, whatever is there, we are going to cover that, so don't worry about it. Now there is React ECMAScript version 6, which was there in 2015. Right now I have installed the extension ECMAScript 7, so it has also the new features which will help you to write your code. Okay, like there are classes, arrow functions, which we have seen in yesterday's session, variables, array methods. Okay, so you have the idea about them. Then the modules are like, first of all, there is one thing that if you want to use a particular section of your code, then JavaScript allow or React allows you to create a particular module which you can import or export within the file. So JavaScript modules allow you to break up your code in separate files. Suppose if you want to write a particular code in a particular file and then want to use that particular file in another file, then this module functionality will work. So for using it in another file, you have to import that file. And to also there is one concept which is export, so that it can be imported in another file. Like here, suppose if there is a file having name person.js and you are writing some content over there, okay, then you have to export these values so that you can use it in your other, you can say file. This concept we are going to use when we have to declare a component in another file and we have to render it inside our app. So for that, we are going to use this concept of module. So basically, you have to just remind this that if you want to use something outside a particular file, then you have to import that. Okay. And like that also be done in, you all are familiar with programming languages. Okay, so what happened that if you want to use some built-in function, so what you are going to do, you use the particular header file for that. So header file is like the code for is written in the backend for that, like which function is there and it is defined over there. Suppose has include iostream.h, okay, has include conio.h. So conio.h has the access for clear screen and get character function. So the code for them is actually written. You are just importing that particular file and using the built-in function of it. So there this module will works. Okay, then there is known as ternary operator. Now what is this ternary operator? I guess a few of you, every one of you are familiar with it, but let me tell you that ternary operator actually checks a condition. Okay, and based on that condition, if it is true, it will evaluate the first expression which is written after the question mark. Otherwise, that condition, if that condition is false, it will provide you the output as the second parameter after colon. Okay, it works same as your if else. Like what happens in if else statement, like if condition is true, then it will execute the part which is there in the if statement. Otherwise it will execute the part which is there in the else statement. Okay, so like you can see here, if something is true, then you can render app react, otherwise render login. Okay, so like this, we have seen ternary operator, template string. We have already covered it in the yesterday session. It is also known as template literal. What was happening over there? Like I have already told you that it evaluates some expressions. Okay. And if you want to write a code in multiple lines, then you can write it like this. There we use backticks first. To evaluate expression, we use this dollar symbol with curly braces. Okay. So I guess that you have the idea about it. Okay. We have also covered it. Like here, what will be happen when we are trying to execute this code? Welcome. Then it will search for the value of first name. Okay, so you have defined the value of John. So you will get the output as John here. Okay, then this last name. In this last name, what will happen? It has the value Joe. So you will get it like this. Okay, so this is how you are going to use template literal. Now, what is actually JSX? JSX stands for JavaScript XML. Okay, so let me just open this. It actually what this JSX helps is this JSX helps you to write your HTML code inside React. Okay, like JSX is your JavaScript XML. JSX allows us to write HTML in React, and JSX made it easier to write and add HTML in React. So basically, it is helping you to write your HTML part in your app. Like here, what is happening? Suppose in this app.jsx means I can write my HTML code using this extension JavaScript XML wherever I want. So are you able to see this is my React portion, and here I am returning something which is written in my HTML. Like multiple text I can add over here, and according to it, it will render to my website. So now we are going to see about component. So before starting component, let me give a real life example for it, that where you can see the component. Actually, React works on two things. There are two main things on which React works. First, first is component and other one is state. Okay, good, Abhishek. Yeah. So component is actually that portion which you are going to use again and again in your website. Suppose you all are familiar with Instagram, LinkedIn. Okay. What happened that all of you have the respective IDs of your. Suppose if you are scrolling some post section over there, then what happened that all the post section are quite similar, but the content inside them are actually changed. Okay, like I can see the image first, then the username, after that a box in which the post is there, and the like comment button with share button over there. Okay, so these things which is same for every user in a particular section, it is known as component. So instead of writing the code for that particular portion again and again, it is handled by component section. So what component will do? You can going to create a particular component. That component have the code once written in that how the structure is defined, and whenever you want to actually use that component, you can call that simply. Okay, so this is the benefit of component. Then there comes the prop. Prop is actually like a property which is appended to a particular component. Suppose if I you are having a ID with your name, okay, then you have the profile photo of yours with the username of yours, and I am having the same credentials with my name and property. Okay, so there the props will come to the picture. Prop actually assign some values to the component so that it can be used by each users, okay, according to that particular property. Then what is state? State actually holds the current value of your element. Like there are like button, comment button, and share button. According to, uh, just a minute. Yeah. So I was saying that in state, what is happening? Like there were like buttons, there were share button, there were comment button, and every has one has the different like count, share count, and comment counts. So that is handled by state. if you are something which is changing dynamically, and when a user is clicking some button and it is changing, then it will known as the state. So state is actually a temporary memory which is holding your element current value or initial value, whatever it is on that particular segment of section. Okay, so this is known as component and state. Now let's see that how to implement a component in VS Code. Now we are going to execute some codes, and the theoretical part is only up to this, that what is React, why we use component, what is state, what is prop. Now we are going to practical implement each and everything. So now let's start. So first of all, components are of two types. Let me also tell you that component are of two types. Let's read it here first. Components are independent and reusable bit of code. As I already tell you that it is reusable bit of code. They serve the same purpose as JavaScript functions, but work in isolation. Like you can say functions, what is the difference between function and component? This will come to your mind because I am telling again and again that it is a reusable bit of code. Similar thing is function. But in function, you are performing a specific operation which is going to return you something as an output. But this component is actually different because here you are writing HTML code, JavaScript code inside a particular component. Okay, so it is not basically a normal function. It is different because it is rendering HTML to our web page. A normal function is providing us an output like calculating something, okay, printing something, something like that, but not on a web page, on a terminal. So this is how the component is actually different. Now component are of two types. First one is class component and other one is function component. I have like this class component was used earlier by because class component has access to both the state and the prop. But this functional component don't have the access to your state section. Okay, so that's why it is not used in traditional, you can say, time. Now we are going to see about these components, that how they are defined, that what is how to know that is it a functional component or is it a class component. So first of all, whenever you are defining a component, functional component, then you are going to define it like this, having a keyword function, then the component name. The component name must start with a capital letter. This car is actually a functional component. How you are going to read this? That this car is actually a functional component. One thing which we have to learn, that the starting letter of your component must be capital. Okay, is it clear? Now see, you are returning some HTML to your page like, hi, I am a car. So we are going to, yes, so we are now going to execute this bit of code, that how we can write a component in our React. uh you can send it like, you can paste the output using Control V. Okay, because no one has the access to the screenshot to share from gallery. So just paste the screenshot here and send it. Okay, use Control V to paste it here. Okay, so yes, now come to this section. Okay, right now what we have done, we have covered that how we can write a particular HTML code to our page. Now I am going to create a folder. See, now listen carefully. Just create a folder inside your source file folder over here. Okay, create a folder, give it a name components. Okay, now inside this component, I am creating a file, like suppose it is car.jsx. Why car.jsx? Because my component name was car there. Okay, what I have done, in my source folder, I have created another folder which is having name component, and in this component, I have to create a file having name car.jsx. Why JSX? Why JavaScript XML? Because I want to write some code which is in HTML form in my React setup. Okay, so that's why we are using this JSX format over here. Now what to do? Paste this functional component. I am actually trying to tell you that how you can execute this bit of code. So first of all, paste it over here. Now, if you want to use this code in your app.jsx, because only here we are going to render something. So I have tell you one thing, that if you want to use something in another file, then you have to import it. But before importing it, you have to export that file so that it can be imported in another file. So I am going to use here export default and then the component name. Component name must start from capital letter. Okay, must remember this. So yes, I have done this. Like I am exporting this car component. Now let's go to app.jsx. Here what you have to do, just import it. So for imported, how we are going to do it? Import. What is your component name? Car. What is actually you exporting? Car. Import car from. Now see, you have to give a path of your file. As you can see, this is in the same, this app.jsx is in the folder src. And also this components folder is in src. So I am going to give the path like dot slash components. Okay, means in the same folder, come to component section. Okay, and after this, go to the car.jsx. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write car.jsx. Let come to my car.jsx. Now what I'm going to do, this is the proper path you are giving so that it can import your particular file, whatever you have written, like import car, and where you have defined the car, you have defined the car in your component folder and then in this car.jsx file. So same thing I have mentioned here, like you will get the code in this path. When you follow this path, you are going to get the path over here. Now, how to use it? In your return section, just provide the name of your component like this. Okay. And then close it like this. See what I have done. Let me tell you that first of all, created a, in the source folder, created a folder having name components. After this, created a file car.jsx, write the functional component code inside it, and then what I'm doing, calling it here. Like this, you have to call. Let's see, is it showing on my website or not? Okay. So let me just first see that, and then we are going to take each and every doubt. Okay. Hi, I am a car. Are you able to see that you are by actually providing this bit of calling this component, you are getting your output, which is there in the external file in car.jsx. So this is how you can create it. Suppose if I am going to write it multiple times, then will it render? Because as we can know that it is a reusable bit of code. So whenever I am going to paste it, it should give me the output accordingly every time. So let's see. Okay, so this is clear that component is actually a reusable bit of code because you are going to reuse it every time when you are calling it. Okay, is it clear? Okay, okay, Harsh, I am providing it. Just a minute. Wait, here it is. Control copied it. This you have to paste in your car.jsx. Okay, and one more time, I am providing my app.jsx. This you have to paste in your app.js. Make sure that the file name must be replaced with your file name, your folder name. Okay. Now, now are you able to get it that how we are executing this? How component is actually useful? Why we learn about this concept of component in our React? Welcome to React. Okay, that's great. Who is this? Abhishek. Okay, good, Abhishek. I guess it is clear. Okay. 2, 3 points. Now I am going to ask. Okay, good, Ashwani. Okay, good, Vivek. Great. Now I am going to ask few questions, whatever we have covered till now. Okay. So Those who know the answer, please raise your hands. Like, first of all, let me know that what is component and the types of component. Just raise your hand, those who know the answer. Like, what is component? You don't have to elaborate much, just the specific lines. That simple, in simple words also you can tell me the answer. Otherwise, I will ask one by one. So, okay, okay, good, Ashwani. Uh, but I am going to first you have to raise your hand, okay? Then I will answer and then I will ask someone to answer that and then you have to respond. Okay, Deepak. So what is component? First tell me that and then elaborate the type of.
Sir, component is a reusable part of the code, and
Yes.
it written HTML part,
Okay, good. That's why they
and
are different. Yeah.
types are class component and function component.
Okay, okay, good. Uh, and why we are using class component? Because they have the access to your state functionality. State functionality means whatever it is changing dynamically when you are clicking some buttons on your page. So that is not that is tracked by your state. Okay. In upcoming section, we are going to learn about that why we were not using functional component at that time. Now we are using it after the invention of hooks. Okay. So after this, that you have done this, okay. Now how you are going to identify that it is a functional component? Like a basic function or a functional component, how you are going to differentiate between them? Suppose here, if I write like where in car.jsx, suppose if I'm going to write like this, function test, okay, and inside it something like console.log and then my name. So how you are accessing the difference, like how you can come to the decision that this is a functional component or not? First, let me know that is it a functional component or not? In the chat box, you can give the answer. Like, is this a functional component or not? If not, then why? Uh, Anyone who wants to answer that is it a functional component or not? Just answer me about that. I know that. Oh, sir, because it is not ending anything. Yes, great, Vivek. That's good. Okay. What about others? Deepak is also typing something. Everyone has to respond with yes or no, guys. Please at least do that. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's good. It is not rendering something to your web page, so that's why it is not something. Okay, okay. Good, Vivek, Deepak, Vishal. Uh, Good. Okay, so these are some basic things which you have to see about them. Okay, now let's further start. Now, what is props? I am going to tell you about this. Props is actually like the functional arguments. Now, suppose if in a function you pass a particular argument, then it will provide the output accordingly. Similar things happen with from prop. See what is happening in this, that I am a props.color means whatever color you are going to send as a user as a parameter, it will be appended to the there. Like here, it will provide me that particular color. So for this, let me just copy this and we are going to execute it. Then it will be more clear. Wait. So, okay, this is my function. Okay. Now what I'm going to do? I am actually seeing that this prop stands for property and it behaves like an argument. So I have to pass this. So I have to pass this prop. whenever I am calling my car component, then I have to send the prop value accordingly. Okay. So right now what I am going to do here, I will just export it, export default. And then what I'm going to do, I will provide the component name, which is car. Okay. Then in my app.jsx, when I am calling it, let me just make it first once. Okay. And when I am calling it, I have to specify it, like provide the color as red. Okay. Like this, you can telling or sharing a property to your component so that it can provide you the answer accordingly. I am a props.color. So it will check that what color user has sent. So if I have shared red color, then it will be there in my output. Are you able to see? I am a red color car. So this is how props work. Okay. And JS and JSX is like JS stands for JavaScript and JSX stands for JavaScript XML. Okay, like JSX is a quite updated or you can say extended version of JavaScript where you have to write the HTML in correct format. Okay, if suppose you are not going to write the particular tag or not going to close tag properly, then it will throw an error. While in JS format, what happen, like sometimes you can use the tags without, you can say, proper structure, but JSX throw you particular error regarding that if you are not using it properly. Okay. Okay, so just see about this prop section, try to copy this code and then share me the output that how you are doing it. Okay.
Sir, can you please explain again in the prop session?
Sorry, Abhishek.
Sir, can you please explain it again? Prop session.
Yes, yes. Give me just a minute. Okay. I'm explaining it
Yes.
one more time. Just a minute. Till then, everyone, please try to do that. Execute it. Then I'm going to one more time tell you that how props works. Okay. What is actually we are doing. Just a minute for that. Okay, so now let me just recap that what I was saying. Like, see, in basic function, what happens that if you want to share an argument so that your output will actually work according to your argument. Like in function, we pass argument. Suppose if I am creating a function with an argument having name, okay, then if I send that name equal to Vansh, so it will provide me the function output as per the argument whatever you have shared. If I am sharing my name as Vansh, then it will print like output like my name is Vansh or whatever name you are sharing. Same thing in Java, in React, the function is replaced by your, the function is replaced by your, you can say, component, and then the argument is replaced by props. Prop stands for property. It is actually telling about the property of your component. Now if I want to access that prop, like I am a prop.color car, so I have to define the property of this color. So how I'm going to define that? Whenever we are calling this particular component, then we have to actually provide it. Like here, when I am calling my car component, then as a parameter, I am passing the value of color. Okay. So wait, yeah. Like you can see here, I am providing the color red. Suppose if I change the color to purple, then it will be changed accordingly at my web page. Okay, are you able to see? I am a purple car. So we are going to see this more when we come to the prop section. Right now we are learning component. So that's why I have given an idea about it. Okay. So now we are going to start with other thing, which is components in component. As the name is suggesting, wait, what is the error coming? Let me check. Uh, okay, where the error is coming, like components car.jsx. Okay, you are using that. I guess you are using backtick instead of string while closing this path. Import car from component slash car.jsx. Here, what you are doing? Here you are using backtick, I guess. So please check that, Harsh, and then let me know that if you are getting any error. So please do that, Harsh, at your end and let me know that if you are still facing any error or not. Okay. Okay. So now guys, we are going to see the concept component in component. So as the name is suggesting, there will be a nested components. Okay. What is it mean by nested component? That inside one component, you are going to render another component or declare another component. So let's see. First of all, now every one of you are familiar with this bit of code. It is a functional component having name car. Why it is a component? Because it is returning something to us, which is in HTML format. Okay. Right now, then there is another component having name garage. Okay. And it is returning. Now see what it is returning. A H1 tag with who lives in my garage and then a component. Okay. Are you able to see this functional component you are calling here? So this is known as component in component. This section is known as component in component, where you are having a component garage in which you are having another component have name car. Okay. So now let's try to execute this bit of code and see that how we are getting the answer for it. Okay. Okay, good, Vivek. Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to my car.jsx, changing the code here. Now, one thing, like which one I have to export. Like here, one is car and another is garage component. But which function I may export so that I will get both the outputs. So for that, you have to export the output or the component in which other function component is called. Means this garage is actually the parent component. So you have to export it. So for exporting it, we are using export default and then the name of your component. Make sure it is in capital letters, otherwise it will throw an error. Now in app.jsx, what you have to do? In car.jsx, you have exported that, come to app.jsx. Now, what students do, that they change it here. Like here, they will do one thing, like they are going to change the name like garage. Oh, just a minute. Yes. Sorry, what we were there. Like, yeah, I was saying that here you have many students will do this part. Like they change the name from car to garage, but they forget that they have to import this. Now here you have to also change the import section to garage. Okay, so that you can extract that particular module from your file. Okay, now everything is good. Let's see that what we are getting as an our output. Welcome to React class. This is what we have rendered at first. Then who lives in my garage? Okay, it is coming from your garage component, and I am a car. It is from your car section. See how the workflow is going. First of all, you are calling this garage section. It will render its line like who lives in my garage, and then call this car component. The definition for this car component is written over here. And what it is returning? I am a car. So this is how you can create components in component. Okay. And known as, you can say nested component. So I guess it is clear. Bit simple as the name is suggesting what it is going to do. But there were two more things to learn, like how you are going to import that or export that. Suppose the parent component you have to export, and same thing you have to import. Okay. Otherwise you will not the get desired output. Now rendering a component twice, we have already seen it. But suppose like here what they are doing, everything is same. Car functional component is there, garage functional component is there, and they are just calling car component one more time inside the existing component. So we can also do that. What we have to do, just copy it. They are doing it twice, we can do it multiple times. Okay. Like here, what we can do, paste it, paste it. So when I am going to just see the output, now it has 3 times I am a car. Okay. So same thing is here. Okay. So are you able to get it? Now suppose in my app.jsx, if you are going to call this garage section one more time, then what will happen? Then first time it will show 3 I am a car over there. Then again, who is in my garage, and then the output for it. Okay. So are you able to see who lives in my garage? 3, I am a car there. Then who lives in my garage? I am a car there. So this is how reusable bit of code work. Okay. And this is why React use components for creating similar type of code, which can be rendered to your website accordingly. Now this is clear. Now we are going to see, like they have what they have done now. They are using some prop. So I am not going to tell you about this code much, because there, as you can see, a proper section is there. When we are going to see come to this React prop section, you can see the code is there already, that how you are going to use props. So we are going to cover the prop section over there. Right now I have given some idea about it. Okay. So don't worry, we are going to cover everything. Now, after this, rendering a component twice, we have seen it. And now component in file. What they are saying, that you can create a file, provide your component there, export that file. And we have already done that. Are you able to see that the same thing we are doing in our car.jsx? Like here, what we were doing in car.jsx, creating a component, exporting it, and using it in our main file. So this we are already doing. So don't worry about that. Now they are telling you that how you are going to import that particular value. Okay. Now, how you can render a component called house in React. Suppose there is a house component, how you are going to call it in your functional component so that it can be rendered. Just provide A, B, or C in the chat box so that I can get that. Are you able to understand it or not? This is the question. Just provide A, B, and C as the output. I want the output from everyone. Just read the question one more time and response in the chat box. I guess now everyone has responded in the chat box till now. Let's see. Third, C, C. What about others? Any other answer? Okay. Vishal has answered. Ashwani, Isha, Abhishek, then Venkata Subramanyam, Manali, Sushmita, Shraddha. That's great. And the answer is correct. It is basically C, because only here they are using this forward slash, which is the main. When you are calling your component, this is how you have to call it. So let's check the answer. We know that it is correct, but still. Okay, so that's good. Now this functional component section is covered. Now we are going to see, now everyone can check that how we are going to write a functional component, that it will start for function keyword and then returning it some HTML. Now what about class component? So for class component, we are going to see this section over here. First of all, just a minute, let me plug in the charger, I guess. Okay, so just a minute, guys. These are basic things, but important things, because sometimes what happen, we stuck on basic sections. Okay, so please try to cover it. Yes. Now, React class component. Before React 16.8, this 16.8 is actually the version where the hooks were introduced. Class component were the only way to track state and life cycle of a React component. So that's why we use class component in the earlier, you can say, phase, because there they were only class component was only there, which was having the state and life cycle over there. But function component were considered stateless, means function component has no access to your state. Okay, so that's why they were not in use in earlier days. But after the addition of hooks, function component are most equivalent to class component, and we prefer function component because of their easy syntax. You will able to see why the syntax is easy for functional components when I'm going to cover that portion. So now I guess it is clear that why we use class component in earlier days. And now we are going to use function component in modern day. But it is not like that you are going to just restrict the use of class component. It is still in use. Just the better version is functional component. But there is nothing like that, that class component is deleted from the library. Okay. Now React component. Component are independent and reusable bit of code. We have already known that how you are going to create a class component. This is important thing. Like first of all, you have to use class keyword. After that, the component name. So whenever you are going to create something like this, it should click your mind that this is a class component. Okay, then it is using extended keyword for react.component, so that it can import this component function from your React library. Now it is using a specific function, so for that we have to import a library. Let me just execute this, then you will able to get that what I am saying. Just a second. Okay, here is my VS Code in car.jsx. Now what I'm going to do, delete every code, pasting it here. Now see what is happening here. You can export it, export default, and then what you have to export, your component name, which is car. Done. In app.jsx, what you have to do, import car and also use that car component. So let me just close it, and then this car component over here. Okay. Now see, if I am going to go to my output page and I'm going to refresh it, are you able to see nothing is coming over here? The reason is because in your car.jsx, you are using a particular component like react.component, which is a function in your React library, and you are not importing that React library. library. It is like you are using get character or CLR SCR function, but you have not imported the has include conio.h. So that's why it is not showing us anything. So for that, now what I am going to do, I am going to import something. Import React from the library name, which is React, so that it can use the built-in function, which is react.component to create the component. Okay. Now let's see, are we getting the output? Refresh it. Yes, now we are getting it. Welcome to React class. Hi, I am a car. So is it clear that the code which was written in here was not including any header file? Okay, or you can say import any library or module, but we have to import that because only then it will be accessible to us. Okay, otherwise we are not going to see the output for it. So just provide me the output of this. Let me just paste the code over here in the chat box. Everyone has to provide the output. And this is my app.jsx. I am sharing both the files. Just provide me the output. Just do that. Let me one more time tell you that what we have done in today's session. First of all, we have seen that what is React. Okay. Then we have learned about that component. What is component? What is state? What is prop? Type of component. It is functional component. It is class component. Class component was used earlier or in traditional time because they have the access to your state. But functional component don't have the access to state. That's why they were not in use at that time. Good, Shraddha. Now, after that, we have seen that how to implement it in VS Code. Like create a folder, write your all the components over here. This is a proper way. Whenever you are going to create a project based on React, then you can see structured way. When you are in upcoming weeks, when you are creating more complex projects, then you will see that how this structure will help you to read the code and to explain it to other also. Okay. Okay. What about others? Only Shraddha has shared it right now. Isha, Vishal, Manali, Abhishek, Sushmita, Ashwini. Okay. Good, Isha. Hers. Okay. Good, Vivek. Let me check. Car owner with the name, car color as white. Okay, you have created your own example. That's good. Yeah, like this, you can actually learn practically. Okay, by implementing it. If you face any doubt, then you can ask. Okay, so it is good. These three students only have executed right now. What about others? Just let me know that they done it or not, or facing any error. Let me see. Good, Manali. Good, Vivek. Now, one more thing I want you to sorry. Yes, one more thing I want to tell you that please maintain all your codes week wise to your GitHub repository, okay? Because at the end, we are going to give you a Google form where you have to actually give the links of that particular repo so that we can verify it at our end before giving you the certificates that have you created all the projects or not. Okay, one thing is that, and second thing, presentation is important for everyone. Okay, because if you are not giving presentation for any weak project, then it will be difficult for you at the end. So let me just know that how many of you have not presented their projects till now, and so that I can take their presentation accordingly. For week one project, which is a static website. Okay, let me check. Import app.cs. Where is this error coming? Import use states from React. Harsh, if you can share your screen, then it will be good for me to track all the files that from where the error is coming. Just share your screen so that I can tell. Mm, yes, good. Now let me see. First, there is your car.js. Like in your card, you are using car.js as extension, and you are using car.jsx. So just rename that car.js to car.jsx. And then one more thing, that you are importing using backticks. This backticks is not there. Okay, you have to use uh, double quotes. Backticks we are going to use only when we have to evaluate a particular expression. Okay, then you can use the backticks. Also do it for app.css. Manali, like one session for HTML, one for CSS, and I guess two for JavaScript. These four session has been done, and today we have started with the new session for React. Okay, so just to do one thing, that the YouTube link is there for the company from where you can see the recorded lectures. So do that. Okay, good, Abhishek. Now please try to execute it after. See, also do it for this all three imports like use state, asset, and other. Yes, now try to execute it. Npm run dev. Now check. Oh, wait. Come to your car.jsx. Export default car. You are default. See, here the file name is car.js. Change it to car.jsx. Rename it. Second last option. Yeah. Yes. Save it one more time. Or if it is auto save, then no problem. Just try to uh, start the server again.
Save the app.jsx. App.jsx is not saved now.
App.jsx is not saved.
Yes, Deliverables. Oh, yes. Now it's saved. Okay, okay.
Execute it. Now run. Yes. Are you able to see? Now you are getting output. You were just using backticks over there and the file name was different. There we were using car.js and in importing file you were using car.jsx. So please make sure that these small mistakes will not happen. Okay. Now you can just let me share my screen and now we are going to see what is the upcoming section. Good. Yes. So where we were here in the class component. We have done this. Now component constructor. So when we are calling up, when we are actually learning about class, then the constructor concept will come by default. So here see what is happening. Here they are creating a constructor. Then it is actually doing what? Setting a state of a particular color like this. Set the state of color to red. But this example is actually not good. Why not good? Because when you are rendering something, see this render function, before this render function, this constructor will get called. And what this constructor will do? This will set the current state of object to red. Okay, like the current state of color to red. But you are not rendering the color here. So there is no mean of writing this part of code here. But if we move further in this example, yes, now this is actually a right example. See here what is happening. First of all, using this constructor, whenever you are going to call your class or this class component, this constructor will get called first. Okay. And after calling it, it will change the state of color to red. Okay. Means now the color has the value red. Now, if you are rendering something like I am a this dot state from here and color. So whatever the value is stored in this dot state dot color, it will be rendered to your web page. So let's see that is it working properly or not. Okay. So for that, how we can verify it? By executing the code. So I am going to change a bit of code here. Now import one more time the React library. Import React from React. Okay, done it. After this, what you have to do? This car component is there. I am changing the color. I don't want it to be red because the red was also there. I want it to be suppose pink. Okay. Now in app.jsx, what you have to do? Car is there. Car is there. So let's see, are we getting our output or not? Everything is complete. Here you are setting the color to pink. So you will get output according to your rendered color. So I am a pink car. So how it is happening? Because in car.jsx, you are using constructor to change your state. This dot state has the access to actually change your state of a particular element. Right now, what you are doing through this, you are changing the color state, you can say color attribute state to pink. Okay. And whatever you are changing, it will be reflected when you are assigning that particular value. Like this dot state dot color, it will give you the value pink. From there, you are getting I am a for this pink is rendered car. Okay. So I guess it is clear. Okay, no problem, Harsh. Yes. So please try to execute it. And if that is basic, then you can skip. Now here also props concept is there in classes. Like in class, how can you share the prop? Same way. Whenever you are calling your component, just pass the prop over there. Okay. So it is quite easy. And I guess you are able to understand it. Now we are just going to continue from here in tomorrow session. Before that, let me just execute this bit of code and also explain that what is happening here. It is also the same code component in components. Okay. Like here you are defining a class component. What it is doing in another component, we are calling that component. This is the garage component. Okay. And here see what you are doing. Who lives in my garage? And after that you are calling your car component. So this is known as component in component. Okay. So let's try to execute it. and everyone also has to execute that. So let me just paste it over here also. Yes, here it is, the code. Is it coming properly? Okay, don't worry, I will provide it to you from VS Code. Okay, so changing this bit of portion. Yes. Now what I have to do, I have to use here my garage. Just change this bit of code. Call the garage component in app.jsx, remove car, import garage because it is your parent component, and similarly render over here. Are you able to see? Right now it is in a faded color, but when you are going to call this component, the color will change accordingly. So it will tell you that yes, now you have using this component which you are importing. Okay. So is it clear? Now let's see the output. Okay, who lives in my garage? And I am a car. So this is how you can define component in class components also. So here is the code. Let me just paste in the chat box. Try it at your end. Here it is. Yeah, just try it at your end. Now, let me check that what is there. Component in files, we have already doing it. Right now, we are actually creating a particular file having name car.jsx and exporting it. Okay, so we are already doing it, so no worry about them. Then React class component state. When we were learning about functional components, this thing was not there, that how you can change the state of a particular object. So this is here in our class. Like through constructor, you can actually change the state. So we are going to see about them in the yesterday session because I don't want everything uh, in one session so that you will get confused because of that. So good, Vishal. What about others? Only Vishal has executed it right now. Tomorrow we will going to see about life cycle of React, that what is mounting, what is unmounting. Okay. And after that, I will assign you the project for the second week. So make sure that everyone is present in the tomorrow session, sorry. Okay, that's great. Let me check how many of you have shared it. Vishal, Abhishek, Manali, Isha, Vivek, Shraddha. Great, guys. Is it clear to you that what we are doing? Like, are you getting it that what we have covered in today's session only because then there is benefit of it if you are giving your time here. Okay, that's great. Good, Manali. What about others? Are they able to understand that what we are learning? Okay, that's good. So this is for today's session, guys. I guess it will be clear to you all. And if someone is there who is facing any issue, then they can let me know. Okay. Like there is uh, nothing to hesitate. If they are facing any error, they can ask so that we can resolve it. And we all are here to learn something you are going to learn from me, and many things I am going to learn from you. So that's why it's a two-way conversation so that I can also learn from you something new. Okay. So be comfortable, use this platform as much as you can. And any doubt, if there is at your end, you can ask that also regarding today's session. Otherwise, we are good to wrap this session. If there is no doubt, then you guys can leave the session. Thank you so much for joining. Happy learning, and we are going to connect 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, thank you. Uh, Now you can leave, guys. Any doubt for anyone, then they can ask. Otherwise, leave.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, actually, in today's session, what is covered syllabus
In
mean?
today's session, we have covered about, see, we have taken the reference from W3 school. Okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
from here, we have seen about what is React components. Like we have seen what is functional component, how to execute the code for them in our VS Code. The setup I have already told you. Today we just have execute the code also. Like I have created a folder having name component in this source folder, and there we were just pasting all the code and understanding that how it is executing. You will get the recorded session for it, like if there is the link of YouTube channel in your group, from there you can learn it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
No
Sir,
problem.
you can share a link, sir. Can you share in group?
Like I can share it. Which in which group you are?
Mm, 10, AI 10.
Okay. Okay. I will make sure that I will share it. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Mhm.
What about other Ruksa, Manali, and Hasini? Have you had any doubt? If no doubt is there, then guys, you can just
No,
leave the session. Okay, okay, then you can leave the session.